Good morning and welcome to Table Talk with Brenda Perryman. And we have a very, very special show for you this morning and a special guest. And then we have our original team here, so I'm excited about that. And let's first have my co host introduce themselves.
Good morning. My name is Cheryl Ajmu. I'm the owner of the Ajmu Group, and we produce the Multicultural Media Luncheon during the North American International Auto Show.
It's coming up.
Yes.
Excited. Dr. Rose Moulton, clinical psychologist and author of Bloom 7 Steps of Personal Transformation.
And now our guest.
I'm Satori Shakur, and I'm the creator, producer, and host of the Secret Society of Twisted Storytellers.
Yes, and so we have Satori on, and she's going to tell us about something special in just a moment. First, on this day, comes from a book written by Mr. Ken Coleman, on this day, October 14th, in 1967, in a shocking incident, Motown Records vocalist Tammy Terrell collapses in Marvin Gaye's arms during their performance at Hampton Sydney College in Virginia. My, my mic kind of came down a little bit. Um, Although Terrell's illness, a malignant brain tumor, will keep the 22-year-old away from performing on the road.
Mm.
Yes, we heard about that. I was around, believe it or not. And continued the work on You're All I Need to Get By. Oh, my throat's a little bad this morning. The second album of duets performed with Marvin Gaye. So that was, and the songs live on afterwards. Now, I was thinking about a quick poem, and this is one from my book, and it's about when, say, if you have a husband or significant other who you sleep together, and you have this poem that after they're gone. I don't know, this one just kind of hit me, and I wanted to share it with you. I rolled over in bed this morning and your arms weren't there to catch me. Our time passed so quickly and my eyes didn't want to face what I'd see. An empty pillow beside me that smelled of nothing but you, and a lonely heart that cried because our days together were too few. I buried my face in your pillow and tried to bring back your image again, but reality brought me back to my mind, and all I could feel was pain. Thank you. I just had to share it. I had to share it. That's in my book, Mood Swings and Magic Carpet Rides. All right. Now we have Satori here who's going to tell us about something extremely special. Satori.
Yes, good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, what I have to tell you, yes, we are bringing Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, who has touched all of our lives with the Bohemian Diet, with his social activism, his recent participation in Ferguson, and all the things that Dick Gregory has the wisdom to speak on. We have Dwight Stackhouse, Dr. Mildred Matlock, and Pastor Bill Kellerman speaking on telling stories, true personal stories on the theme patience. At the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History, it's a fundraiser to help raise awareness for our organization, our nonprofit 501c3, and to help. And some of those proceeds will go to the Charles Wright Museum to support them because they support us. We're partners, and we host our show there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Satori's just telling you a little bit. Tell us more
Well,
about.
okay. So the Secret Society of Twisted Storytellers is a Knight Foundation grantee. We were one of the People's Choice Awards last and one of the winners of the Knight Arts Challenge. We have a mission, a global mission, to connect humanity, heal and transform community, and to provide an uplifting, thought-provoking, soul-cleansing entertainment experience through the art and craft of storytelling. So that means that anybody, whatever walk of life, can come to our stage and tell your personal story because we believe at the highest level that storytelling is transformational, that in the 10 to 13 minutes it takes to tell a story, to share your personal experience can shift consciousness, can actually somebody else, but it also is a health benefit to the teller. And last night I was at the event, Black Magazine event, and okay, well, I told a story there, and I told my story, and I had women come up to me at the end of the one's getting a biopsy today, and so it's information. To me, storytelling is vital and necessary component to a healthy, functioning society, because what you know and don't share could save my life.
Yeah.
What you know, what you just shared in that poem, it touched every woman that heard it. Every woman could feel themselves turning over and seeing their lover. Every woman has lost a man and gained insight and wisdom from the experience. I don't think that I've been married twice. I don't even. Okay. I think.
Who hasn't?
And I praise all of my ex-husbands. I am grateful for all of my ex-husbands and all of the men in between.
Right. Absolutely.
And I thank them publicly.
Well, you know, I said one day I'm going to come down and I'm going to.
You have not come yet?
I mean, come down to tell a story.
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
Tell a story.
Look at all that wisdom.
I have a million stories in this naked city. But anyway, no, I do. But I know about that because when I was on the national tour, I used to tell little stories, and people would come up and say, you know, you had tears in my eyes. I didn't want to make them cry, but people cry out of joy, they cry out of pain.
And connection.
And
Absolutely.
connection.
That's where the
And
cry.
I know through my writing that so many people have experienced the same thing, just like that. And because I experienced a loss through death.
Yes.
And one night I woke up and I just started saying that particular poem, and tears just started coming out of my
It's a
eyes.
release.
Because I said, wow, I need to record it like this.
Yes.
But yes, I want to come down, and these are monthly storytelling
Yes,
events.
we're a 10-month program. We produce September through December, February through August. And the other 2 months I take off and go to foreign lands and relax and come back. Because I hear so many, I hear 50 stories a year. I work with every storyteller and develop a connection. I'm the first audience, and I help you put your story together. Because everybody has a story. Everybody doesn't know how to tell it. It's an art, and it's a craft.
It is.
And so we help put all the stories together to present on the stage, because I'm listening for what you might. I have storytellers say, "Oh, I can't tell that. That's like bragging. We want your brag.
Yeah.
That's why you earn
It makes
the
it
brag.
interesting. It makes it interesting
Well, I can't say
too.
that. What
And,
why?
and then look at our culture. Our particular culture is a culture who had griots. And my great grandfather, after he was, I think it's great or great, after he was freed from slavery, he used to sit under a tree, people gathered around him, and he told stories. And my father always told stories. We just storytelling people.
Well, that's how our history was passed
Oh,
on.
Yes.
Because we couldn't write. We were
Yes.
forbidden from writing and reading, and so a lot of history has been passed on through storytelling.
And the oral tradition not only passes on the history, it passes on the consciousness, the
Absolutely.
heart, the lessons.
Absolutely.
So you're growing every time you hear the story
This is
passed
so
down.
Well,
Awesome.
Satari, how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $40 for the fundraiser, which is very inexpensive. You wanna
Especially
keep it
for
that
what
way.
you're going to get.
Oh my gosh. And it's fun. It
Yeah.
is so much fun. We have a cash bar, which helps some people. Get you right in the mood. And then we have vendors, we have exhibitors, local entrepreneurs that we believe in supporting local entrepreneurship and economy in local people who want to make businesses and income off of their ideas, off of their creativity.
Wow.
So we have them in the rotunda, and we bring people are coming from California, Kentucky, all the surrounding, Adrian, Brighton,
Yes.
all these places, Cleveland, Chicago. They want to come and tell stories here. And we have storytellers coming from there. We have audience coming from there. And I just found out the TripAdvisor, 89 people are on TripAdvisor talking. I didn't even,
how cool is
you
that?
never know who's in the audience.
Yes.
You never know.
Never, ever know. So Brenda Perryman has publicly committed to a story on our stage. So We're going to hold her accountable. At least I am.
I lie a lot. No, I'm kidding. I don't lie. Okay, Shatori, thank you,
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me so much. It's so I'm
And
grateful.
we'll be back in just a moment because we got to get Tiffany McEvans Dollar, attorney Tiffany, up here so we can continue Table Talk. Good morning again. Welcome to Table Talk with Brenda Perryman, and we are back. And we have, our last co-host to come up. Let's introduce her. And that's Miss.
Good morning, Tiffany McEvans, attorney and also adjunct professor at Thomas M. Cooley Law School.
And getting bigger every day. But
She
Good
just means
big.
blowing up.
It's
Like,
yeah, she's blowing up, but it's for a good reason. Okay, now we're talking quickly about the chancellor of the EAA. She gets $325,000 a year plus perks for a district
nice.
that doesn't have 7,200 kids in it. Now, I don't complain about people's salaries depending on the job, but I got to complain about this because a lot of the schools are not, they're subpar. And they're not really giving students that well-rounded education. And well-rounded means not only having the arts in there, too.
you mean the EAA schools? you're
The
referring to.
EAA, yes.
Okay.
EAA. That's
How
what.
are the teachers being paid? Are their salaries?
Oh,
Well,
no.
we know they're not
Yeah, I'm
there.
saying.
What about her counterparts
Yeah.
in other parts of the country? I'd be
Um,
interested to know
She's
what.
one of the highest
100 and
nationwide.
something $1,000.
Oh, so hers is more than
I mean, there
double.
are people with big school districts with $150,000 salaries.
So the justification for this is
Joyce Hale Giles, who's says her salary is based on her predecessor's pay, and we know he didn't do anything. The high expectations that come with a job turning around struggling schools, and the original goal of having the EAA grow to become a statewide system. Efforts to expand the district beyond 15 schools in Detroit have stalled in the state legislature because they're not good schools.
yes.
You know,
They're not performing.
they're not performing, no.
So shouldn't her salary be based on that?
Yes, it should.
Or
I
at
think-
least on
Well,
performance.
and not only
Yeah.
that, they had the nerve to borrow money from Detroit Public Schools last year. They needed to borrow. This doesn't make sense to me.
No, but a lot of with our educational system doesn't make sense. I would be, if a person deserves this and they perform and show that they can turn this system around, I think it should be based more on merit and performance, where she has a base salary and you can make these bonuses of
Right.
75 grand, 80 grand to take you up to this 325
Right,
if the
but-
schools are
But
performing.
I mean, I don't see the performance, and there was only one other person running. I mean, with her, and that person dropped out of the running
Oh, wow.
because she came in after Covington came. She came in as interim, and now I don't know. It just doesn't seem fair. I don't think it is. But the EAA was helped formed by Governor Snyder, and so it seems to have carte blanche to me. Sorry. Okay, now you ladies, all three of you are business owners, and there's a $100 million fund aimed
Saw
at
that.
minority-owned firms. What do you think about that?
It's exciting.
It's very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Because there's a criteria. A lot of people, when they see the criteria, they don't even bother to apply.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It looks like work.
Yeah.
It looks like work. That's what really separates, they say, the men from the boys or the women from the girls. Being able to, I guess, persist and do the necessary steps. That's for anything. We all know as business
Exactly.
owners.
There
Yeah.
are grants out there.
Yeah.
You just have to put the work into it to get them. But
Absolutely.
they're there.
hmm And you have to put that work into it. Nothing, it doesn't necessarily come easy. But and don't look at the whole picture, one step at a time. They outline what the criteria is, what the requirements are, and you just got to take care of one criteria at a time. But oftentimes people will see this whole list of things that they have to do, prerequisite things, and just you say, that's too much, and throw their hands up.
And this is for small and medium-sized
Yeah.
businesses.
Yeah.
Cheryl, you've been in business how long?
10 years. I know when I first became certified as an MBE, and I had talked to, that's a minority business enterprise, I had talked to a lot of business owners, and they didn't want to do it because it was so time consuming. But if you take the time and kind of pace yourself and get the things done, a lot of the things, if you're keeping good books, you already have a lot of that documentation. But I have found that as I've started to do business with larger companies, that's the first thing they ask for is that certificate. And I'm so happy that, not only did I
Wow.
fill it out, but I, renew it
Yeah.
every year. And I think it kind of helps to give credibility to your business. But, a lot of times I tell people they need to get it. And then when they see everything that's required, they don't want to put the time in. Or they'll start and stop, and never quite get to the finish line.
It's nothing like finishing. No,
That's so true.
seriously.
That's true.
What you get from the accomplishment of just finishing.
And then you start something else, and you finish that,
Yes.
and that's how you grow. That's how you expand.
Right.
Oh,
Necessary.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the long run.
Absolutely.
Now, let's go to our other story. There's so many stories out here, and when we get to one of them, particularly the one about Bill Cosby, I'll tell you what the guys said when I talked about it with the guys, and I'll tell you what they said, and then we'll
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the Lincoln University president, he got it all wrong about women who have sex. He said something like he stirred up trouble for himself when remarks he made in September to female students insinuating that women lied about rape went viral this week. After much public outrage, he apologized on Tuesday. But, a lot of times I believe that when you say it, you mean it.
Well, he did mean it. He
Yes.
didn't apologize. I mean, he apologized for the outrage,
Right.
basically.
He said, I apologize for my choice of words.
Yeah, but that's his belief system.
Yeah, but what is this? Why do they go straight for the woman?
Who wants to take that? Go ahead, Tiffany.
why do what men go straight for the women or what?
Well,
was-
in blaming about rape, why did you dress like that? Why did you, just certain things?
well, what he said was, we will do what women allow us to do, and we will use you up if you allow us to do that. He made a lot of statements that, as you just indicated, he meant what he said. After it came out and people kind of ridiculed it and had something to say, and then it was like
Damage
oh, well,
control.
Exactly. He wasn't really sorry for saying it. He was sorry for how some people felt about it after it came out. But that was truly how he felt. So, I've had homicide cases, and I will refer rape cases. It's just a personal choice to be blessed to be able to pick and choose the type of cases that you want to have.
But why do you do that? Like, why will you defer the rape cases?
There's just something about rape that and I've never, thank God, had to experience anything like that. But I've never ever take fondling, touching. Yes, an actual rape case. I've referred so many of them out. I just personally won't take it because I don't want to. I'm still a human,
Yeah.
and I feel like that human side of me, that female side of me, would want to help the prosecutor. And I don't want to put myself or my client in that type of situation. There's just something about rape that is just unexcusable to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Um,
And think we just live in a society that is still very oppressive when it comes to female. The fact that we have so many states with rape kits with DNA of rapists that have been sitting on shelves upwards of 5, 10 years, tells you that that's not a priority. That's not a priority for the people in power.
And you know, sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. Because I'm going to be devil's advocate. I've had a colleague who had a case where a young woman came down from Ohio, met a man at a club, and she came back the following weekend with her bags packed. Met him back at the club with intentions to go to his home to spend the night. She didn't know where he lived, his address. She didn't even know his actual name because she met him from a nickname.
Yeah,
But
the
then
club
after it was
name.
all said and done, it was rape. You know, so in retrospect, you have
Used to call black
That's the
people.
that's the name of the company.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
the
name
logo,
of- Yeah,
isn't
that's the
it?
name of
Well, what's the name of the champagne?
Ace of
Ace of
Spades.
But that's been the name.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
okay.
just bought the company.
Your name
Golly.
didn't change.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna change that name.
That's what I thought. Well, Brenda, you know
I always
what I
think
thought
of
it was.
spades. That's what they used to call black people. Hey, a bunch of spades over there. And that was before my time, by the way. We didn't say that. We didn't. I look at them colored people over there. I look at them Negroes.
But you know what? That was a good point that Cheryl made too, because the reality of it is we need to invest in each other
Yeah.
more.
Uh-huh.
If we started spending our money with each other, the
Yeah.
world would change.
And that was
Yeah.
what my first show was about, was investing in others, investing in black businesses and so forth.
But everybody
You'd be
But now let me
has
say,
to work.
Let me say, it's not just about investing in black businesses. People got to handle their business.
Oh,
That's
definitely.
what I said.
Oh,
Exactly.
definitely.
I mean,
Most
that's
definitely.
all I got to say.
Because how many of us we've all
very
experienced
true.
Ooh-wee.
investing in a black
Oh,
business and
Right.
being
Yeah.
extremely disappointed
Yeah.
as a result.
But we've also all experienced where, you know, someone will go and hire another company, go to another doctor, but then call you and say, well, what do you
Is it
think
it?
about this?
Yeah, yeah,
What? But you're paying somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Right.
Well, real
Yeah.
quickly, Pierce Morgan debated John Legend about the NIGGA word, or the N word as people are calling it, saying if black people stop saying it, maybe it'll go away. So they're saying black people should start saying it first, and maybe it'll be better. And John Legend said, y'all better thank Pierce Morgan for providing that simple, straightforward solution to racism.
Brilliant.
So brilliant. Why didn't we think of this? I mean, it was just so, racism will be over if we start using the N-word first.
He really thought that through. Yeah.
That was a bad thing.
Yeah.
That was a bad,
Aren't
that
you
was,
tired of that argument though?
Yeah.
It's
I'm so
gonna the
tired.
word is gonna be
It's
here.
gonna be here.
To stay. So why don't we just all accept that?
Is it still here? We buried it though.
Yeah, in a
but it's-
very
it's
fancy
buried,
way.
resurrected,
Ceremony.
it came back. I mean, it has had the resurrection the day after.
Yeah.
They had a big old funeral in downtown
remember that.
Detroit.
And at
Yeah.
the repast, they were using the N word.
What'd you say?
At the repast.
Oh, there was a, oh, yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But you know, I was at a concert. Mostly white people were there. It was a rap concert, and the rappers used the N word, and they were up there.
Yeah.
Everybody was up there
You're
saying
singing along.
because the rappers keep it alive too. You know, like they say, the baby boomers won't let Halloween go. They do, because we're trying to keep it alive from the old days and stuff. Well, as usual, we did not get a chance to finish. Tell us about something that's going on good this weekend. That
Ooh.
Hiroshima in Dearborn.
oh, the group.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Saturday at I think it's the Ford Performing Arts Center. something like that.
Oh,
Hiroshima.
that sounds good.
The Torch of Wisdom Foundation is having an event tonight at Les Stanford on Michigan Avenue, where it's called Honoring Local Heroes. They've been doing it for the past couple of years, where they honor and recognize different individuals doing things in cultural arts and enrichment in the community and things like that that don't normally get recognized. So it's a very good program that they have every year.
Okay, and Rose, we're out of time.
I know. I have nothing planned.
See you again next week. Oh, by the way, I'm interviewing Bernadette Stannis from Good Times,
I'll be
Thelma
here.
for Good Times, next week during the first part of Table Talk. Okay. So be with us.
You
Stick
take
with
your
us.
turn.
Stick and stay and don't go away. Thank you.